Hello, I'm Christian from the Welsh Sports channel and DragonSports, and with the URC final being this weekend, I started thinking, when are we going to see a Welsh region in the final? Not since 2017 did we see the Scarlets in the final, nearly a decade now, and of course they went on to win the league before it was the URC. So now I was thinking, well, how far away are the regions actually? And to be honest, quite a long way. If we just take the last two seasons as the sample size, then we saw only the Ospreys, just by the skin of their teeth, made the playoffs. And though there was a general improvement, except for the Dragons, across the board at the regions this year, all of them could have theoretically, going into the last two games, made the playoffs. Only one did, and that being the Scarlets. Of course, lost against Leinster a couple of weekends ago. So what is it going to take for Wales to get a region into the final even, and possibly to win it? And a question for you guys, how long is it going to take? I think it's got to start with like the fundamentals of the academy systems, and the whole system of the player development has got to be sorted out, which apparently is being addressed by the WRU. You'll see what happens with that. They're bringing in the new National Academy type thing where they're singling out individuals, like players like Cuthbert North. These are the type of players that came through that system, and look how their career ended up being. The regions this season were on 4.5 million. Now you look at someone like a Leinster, they're like double that, their budget, and then also the squad sizes are. Obviously the new PRA has been signed by Cardiff and the Dragons. If we just take it for granted that the four regions are going to be going at the tiered system for the next couple of years, is it possible for anyone to make it? Of course, the budgets are changing for the two teams. Let's just hope that the Scarlets and the Ospreys get something signed with the union and we can keep all four. But at the moment, for Cardiff and the Dragons, the budget is going to go up to 4.5 next season. Then the season after that, 6.2. And the season after that, 7.2. Only then starting to get near these top teams anyway. Even at the top of 7.2, you're still a few million behind the likes of Leinster. So they've got to have like a Moneyball approach like they have been doing over the last couple of years. Bringing in these players who, like Blair Murray, like a diamond in the rough like him, like Josh McNally, who's at the end of his career, but he's got the nous and just that nastiness that the teams have needed. You need those type of players coming in. Even if you have the more money, you need to still get these really shrewd signings and hopefully build out the size of the squad and the quality of the squad too. If we can bring back promising players who are Welsh or Welsh qualified, who have gone across the border for education or whatever, bring those back. I mean, we don't want to be losing the likes of like a Faye Wabozo again. We don't want that to happen. But imagine him in a region, how much he could contribute to that region and to Wales. Everything is going to have to go our way, and realistically it all does come down to money, which is why this PRA not being signed and the uncertainty that leads to is really concerning, because until that is done, we don't know what's happening in the future. On the horizon, 2028, there is going to be that Club World Cup that is being confirmed, and you know, we really need to have a Welsh region in that. I know it seems like a long shot right now, but in 3 years time, you'd like to think that we've really kicked on and everything's got sorted out, or things are a little bit better than what they are today. Because, you know, you're talking about the cream of the crop in club competitions, and if there's no Welsh representation, that just shows how far from the top we have fallen. Can I see a Welsh region getting into that, and can I see a Welsh region competing for the URC in a couple of years? Truthfully, yes, but a lot is going to have to change, and ultimately it all comes down to budget, and therefore quality of player and squad sizes. To me, if you want to talk about competing for a league or a real deep run into the Champions Cup, you're looking at 4 or 5 years in my opinion, because you're going to need a whole new crop of young players coming through with that extra level of development with the National Academy, and a higher playing budget so we can have deeper squads with better quality, and then you'll be able to compete on different fronts and hopefully compete with the top teams. But that's just my opinion. If you think it can be sooner or later, let me know in the comments. Check out DragonSports, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.